Hello there and welcome back. This is the start of our second season with Blackburn Rovers. We wanted to take to the Premiership in our first season. We didn't succeed at that. Now, if you follow the series so far, you'll know that we had a struggle towards the front end of the season, a rocky middle, but finished strong. We're going to do a quick season recap in case you missed them previous episodes, but make sure you do check them out. What we'll do is we'll wrap up season 1 in the first part of the episode, and then we'll get stuck into pre-season as we fight to get back into the Premiership and take Blackburn Rovers where they deserve. So if you are enjoying the series, just remember, drop a follow, like the video, check out the previous episodes if you haven't, comment where have you gone wrong, where have I gone wrong, any suggestions you've got for us. And as we're going into season 2, are there any star men that we should be signing? Any young gems in the transfer folders that I've not come across yet? Cheers for checking this one out, and let's start wrapping up season 1. Okay, so let's wrap up how we finished the end of season 1. So let's have a quick look at the table. So we missed out on the playoffs by 6 points. Blackpool took that last spot. Watford were battling with us as well. Middlesbrough just started to come into it, but we was there and thereabouts. Real frustrating for us, as you can see, the start of the season. I'm still gobsmacked that we didn't get sacked in this part of the season here. It's a 6-game losing streak. Obviously, one of them in the Carabao Cup. But just thinking we picked up 1 or 2 points in this part here, we could have been off to something. And it got a little bit better, to be honest. We started, yes, there was a loss there, but we went unbeaten for a little bit. Suffered back-to-back losses, but Middlesbrough and Sunderland were flying in the table. So obviously, toss of the coin, them type of games. You could win, you could lose. Yet again, there was a couple of losses, rocky parts of the season. We're losing against the good teams though. Burnley, we threw that one away. Watch the episode if you haven't. Norwich, we threw away. Sunderland, we got absolutely smacked. But then it started to turn around for us towards the back end of the season. And look at this. From the 11th of February all the way to the end of the season, we only lost 1 game against Stoke. The problem was too many draws. It was obviously hampered though by our injuries towards the back end of the season. So as we got to that back end of the season, we lost key players in key areas for us. The biggest one being Sam Gallagher. He picked up a huge 3-month injury with a broken toe. Our star striker was out of the picture for the last 2 months of the season, obviously frustrating. Then we obviously also had, and if you're not seeing the meltdown, it's worth checking out, that I had on Lewis Travis, who decided to go and get a red card in a game. Nothing too bad, it was only a 1-game ban. But then the FA upgraded that game, 1-game ban, to a 6-game ban. We lost Lewis Travis for 6 games, and then on top of his 6-game ban, he goes and gets injured for another 6 matches. So we essentially lost Lewis Travis for 12 matches of the end of the season. And he was pivotal for us in that centre mid area. So here is our official end of season review with the board then. So very disappointing, to be honest with you. The supporters gave us an E grading that we could only achieve a top half finish this season. Feels a little bit harsh, to be honest with you. Fair enough. A C with the board for the FA Cup run, and a C plus for the Carabao Cup run, where we beat Wigan but unfortunately lost to Sheffield United, and in the FA Cup we lost to Rotherham. Obviously a bit frustrating there. Finished 8th in the table, 70 points overall. Our biggest win, 6-1 against Wigan. Absolutely pumped them away from home. Match to remember was the late comeback from Bradley Dack, making it 3-2 against West Brom at the Hawthorns. And then goal of the season comes to Sam Gallagher, unfortunately, in a loss, a 3-1 loss. But it says lovely skill, individual skill from the strikers. He took on 2 players and smacked it in from 20 metres out. Finances, not the best of years for us, unfortunately. Brought in some money. No competition prize money, obviously a bit frustrating. Sold some shirts, just under 7k. Gallagher was the best selling shirt. I imagine Brereton Diaz was behind that as well, but unfortunately we had to sell him. How we lined up, this is the best team of the year. So Brereton Diaz does make that team, even though we sold him in January. Wharton, Buckley. I imagine Travis misses out here because of that 12-game missing ban. Ryan Hedges. We put Gelhardt at cam. during the season, midway through the season, and he played really well there, to be fair to him. And Ayala makes it in there because we brought Ashley Phillips back on loan in January, so he missed 6 months of the season with us. So there were no accolades for myself, but the club award, Sam Gallagher gets Fans Player of the Season, and Joel Gelhardt gets Young Player of the Season. Already spoke about Sam Gallagher winning Goal of the Season. Joel Gelhardt, top goal scorer on 22 goals. Harry Pickering, our fullback, with 13 assists. That's really pleasing to see for the style of play that I like. So that is the end of season wrap-up. Let's get into season 2 now. Okay, so it might be time to lose Thomas Kaminski. After all, we rejected an initial offer from Nottingham Forest of £2 million. Kaminski was not happy by that and asked for a transfer to go in. We asked for £3 million from Nottingham Forest and they've matched that immediately. So we will take it, and now we're going to look to sign a younger goalkeeper of the same calibre. Hopefully we can get something a little less than the 15k wages, but we'll send the scouts out and see what they come back with. So we'll accept this one. Unfortunately, we have to lose Kaminski. So that transfer of Thomas Kaminski, our long-term 30-year-old goalkeeper, goes through. We receive a £3 million transfer fee for it, but disappointingly, we only receive 300k into the transfer budget for that sale. A little bit disappointed with that. Great servant for Blackburn Rovers, was here for 3 years, 1 year under me. You know, was really sloppy at the start of the season, but in the second half he did come together. But for £3 million for a 30-year-old goalkeeper and a 15k wage, I don't think that's a bad one to get off the books. Now we just need to look at signing someone younger on less money, and that's what we've got the scouts out to do at the minute. So let's see what they come back with. And after finally asking the board to get some more of that transfer fee when we sell players, the board have agreed now to give us 25% of each sale, which still to me seems a little bit low. But look at this, the old percentage was only 10% of every transfer coming in back into the transfer budget. So now it's 25%, that's great news. But I'll tell you what isn't great news. Tottenham Hotspur are in for our young prodigy Adam Wharton. Now they put a £9.25 million offer in, and of course Daniel Levy, being the tight get that he is, it's in instalments on the old never never. They do look achievable to get, and it is in between what he should be, if not a little bit lower. I'm going to reject this. Obviously we want to keep Adam here. We're going to have to persuade him to stay. Not sure how he'll take it, but we want Adam to stay here. We've got him in a contract, so we might have to dig our heels in and hope that we manage to keep him in our long-term plans. And all it took for Adam to be happy is to have his status as a star player assigned to him. So that's what we've gone and done, and he will be a star player for us. We do plan to start him most of the season. Now at 19, he is mature enough and his star rating is good enough. And we make our first signing of the transfer window for 2023-24, and that is Niall Mason, and we've signed him from a club called Lusol, who are based in Qatar. So he's been plying his trade out there after spending 3 years at Peterborough. Now he is a right-sided defender, can cover at centre-back as well, and he's only going to be cover for us. He's a 3-star full-back and he's a 3-star complete wing-back, and they're the two that I like to use. Now obviously in our team we have Callum Britton, who plays in that right side for us, and he's 3-star and he played exceptionally well last year and gains us 10 assists. But obviously we lost Clinton Mola, who used to cover in at right-back, so we'll just sign our new player Niall Mason as cover there. His playing time is a squad player, so he's already got that in his head, and we signed him on 9k per week, which is a fair deal, so pretty happy with this one. And we also signed a 19-year-old goalkeeper from Liverpool called Harvey Davis. Now we picked him up for 400k, and he's going to be a future prospect for us. 2.5k wage initially, which obviously will rise on game time. Now he's an A signing from the scouts, currently at 1.5 stars, but his potential to go to 4, maybe even 4.5 stars is what has lured me to him. At 19 years old, it's definitely worth the gamble. We're going to get him straight out on loan as an important player at a club, and hopefully he can develop over this year, and we'll bring him into the setup as of next year, and hope that 400k will end up being an absolute steal. So here is our replacement for Thomas Kaminski, and it's a goalkeeper named Andrew. That's it, Andrew. Brazilian, 21-year-old, currently coming in at 3.5 stars as a sweeper keeper. Promising stats We've signed him for a subject to conditions 2.3 million. It was 1 million, 1.5 million up front initially. Coming as an important player. I think we've done quite well to get this, Andrew, and his potential goes up to 4.5, maybe even 5 stars. And at 21 years old, that is phenomenal to bring him in. So we're going to hope that he is a step up from Kaminsky. We've got youth on our side. He's Brazilian, so we've got a bit of that samba flair. Really happy with this one. So let's get that transfer confirmed. So we bring another signing into the club, and this time it's Josh Onoma, who we actually chased in our first season, the January transfer window, but we could just never get a deal done for him. He was always asking for too high wages. This time we managed to bring him in for 14k per week, which obviously is a little bit pricey, but he's a 26-year-old attacking midfielder. 3.5 stars at the advanced playmaker. Can also play as a mez and deep lying playmaker, so that really helps us. Not too bad stats all round. He's coming in as cover for our Adam Wharton's and Lewis Travis's, especially after Lewis Travis will probably go and get himself a red card. Not a bad signing, to be honest. Hopefully this one pays off, so we'll get him into the club and accept that. So, pre-season is done and dusted for us, and we're now into the competitions that we actually care about. It's the first game of the season in just over 7 days' time, and we'll be playing Millwall. Let's have a quick recap how we got on in pre-season. So we had 3 wins on the bounce against opposition that we should have beat, really. Union SG, Bristol Rovers and Accrington Stanley. We beat them 4-2, 2-0 and 3-1, so good amount of goals scored there. And then we went and lost against Wolves and Manchester United. Now, we played Man United in Phil Jones's testimonial. Obviously, Phil Jones started his career at Blackburn Rovers, so it was nice for him to come back. Now, what was pleasing about these is these are 2 Premiership sides, and we only got beat 1-0 from Wolves in a tight game, and we took Man United all the way to 3-2. And Manchester United played a full-strength squad, may I add, with Phil Jones in there, so, you know, is he full strength? You never know. But yeah, we played them with a full squad and we took them to 3-2. Now, transfers, let's have a little look about what we've done. So we brought in some players. Now, we've only actually signed with money 2 players. Andrew, our goalkeeper, 3.5 stars, 22-year-old Brazilian, could potentially go to 4 stars potential. And then Pettersson, 19-year-old Brazilian, we signed him 2-star inverted winger, could go to 4, maybe even 5 stars. Now, we signed him for 375k, already on signing worth 1.4 to 6.4 million. So we need to realise his potential fairly quickly. I think a loan deal is what is needed there. Then we also signed a couple on the old free transfer. Leo Bonetti, we signed him. He was on free transfer. Last club was Wolves, just as a backup striker for Gelhardt and for Gallagher. We'll rotate him between them 2, 3.5 star rating there. Zane Monlouis and Alex Kovacic. They are youth players, so they have potential for the future. Zayn here, 3.5, maybe 4.5, maybe 3.5, yeah. And then Alex, we have here, bit of a dud this one. Our scouts probably let us down a little bit, but you never know. At 18 years old, it's worth checking out if we can get him to 3 stars and maybe even sell him for a couple of million on profit. Niall Mason, we brought him in on a free transfer, going to play right back as some cover there. Not a bad player really to bring in on a free and not too high of wages. And then Reece Williams is the one I'm quite excited about. Brought Reece in on loan from Liverpool. He's a centre-back at 3.5 stars, 22-year-old Englishman. Worth 2.5 million currently. Could go to 4.5 stars full potential. Really good stats here. Just up that tackling a little bit and we've got a good one. What I'm pleased about though with Reece is we've got an optional future fee of 2.5 million to sign him. And going off the first couple of games he's played for us, I'm thinking we definitely take that option up at the end of the season. So our first nightmare is happening now, and it is Ashley Phillips is requesting that formal transfer. Liverpool did come in for him, only with a £7.5 million bid. Instantly rejected it. He's got an £18 million clause in his contract. They reckon he's worth up to 10.5 million, but I think with the future potential, 18 years old, 3.5 stars, 4, maybe even 5. I'm not taking 7.5 million for it. I don't care if it's put in through transfer requests. So rejected it, and we'll see what happens with that. But it's a bit frustrating. So here we go then. It's the first game of the season, and it's Millwall we take on. We are favourites going into this game against Millwall. We're at home for the first game of the season, which is always a nice positive. So let's get into team selection then and see what we've got lined up. So Harry Leonard injured, unfortunately. This is just a team that I was messing about with. It is not the final team. Let's get that sorted right now. So here is the team that will be primarily our starting 11 for the season. We keep Gallagher and Gelhardt up front with their partnership last year that combined them with 40 plus goals. We definitely keep that in. Tyrese Dolan goes into left side midfield and Ryan Hedges in the right side midfield. Adam Wharton, John Buckley, they keep their places. We just switch Buckley here to a box-to-box defender instead of a Mazzala. Then we have Harry Pickering, Ashley Phillips, Reece Williams comes into the lineup. I'm going to probably swap him between Scott Wharton and him consistently just to give them both game time. And Callum Britton and our new goalkeeper Andrew. In the backup though, players we have signed. Niall Mason is in the subs bench. Josh Onema on the subs bench. Leo Bettini on the subs bench. Brought a couple through from the academy this year. Jake Garrett's come through. Jack Vale's come through. And Harry Leonard's come through. We'll be keeping them in the first 11. And James McAtee, forgot to mention him. Brought him on loan from Manchester City. Is rated 3 stars at the minute. Potential to go to 3.5. Just brought him in for some cover more than anything. Probably won't be a starting 11 player. More just when we got fatigue and injuries to deal with. So with that, let's get into our first game of the season. It's against Millwall. Now that we've got onto the pitch and we're playing Millwall, so let's see how we get on here. Starting off with a shot on. 2 shots, yellow card for Millwall. Andrew's first touch of the ball as Blackburn goalkeeper Pickering skips over that challenge. Dolan switches a play. Oh, he's lost that too easy. Good tag from Hedges, though. Chip, what's a weird chip, but Gelhardt takes control of it, gets through and goal, and it's the first goal of the season scored by the one and only Joe Gelhardt. Over the top, good winning header that. Gelhardt on the ball. And down the right side, can he find Sam Gallagher? Yes, he can. And the two boys combine. Get in. Love that. We're going to go into half-time with just the 2. I say just the 2. I'd like 2. Phillips picks up a yellow card. Hedges on the ball here. I think we'll definitely just get him off at half-time. Written into Buckley. Turns. Good ball. Dolan. Great to see him getting in on the act with the goals. 3-0 at half-time. That gives us great cushion now to make some substitutions at half-time. What a start to the season this is. Buckley on the ball from a... Oh, is that a penalty? Yeah, he's pushing it back there. And who's going to take it? It's Adam Wharton's going to take it. That's interesting. Oh! That is filthy. Adam Wharton, that is filthy. He's chipped it down the middle. 4-0. This team is on fire. Or a Millwall bad. I'm going to say our team's on fire. As we come to the end of the match, it's 15 shots for us, 4 shots on target, and it's 4-1 victory on the opening day of the season. What a result that is for us. Gelhardt getting himself on, Gallagher getting himself on, Dolan with a goal. That is really pleasing to see for the left-hand side. And then Adam Wharton takes a penalty, which was unexpected, but he chips it down the middle, and what a finish that is. Into the dressing room we go. Everybody's looking delighted. Fantastic, and that puts us top of the table on goals scored. What a way to start the season. So we have managed to get in cover for that left-back position. Juan Labios, we're getting him in from Southampton under 21s. 3.5-star wing-back, 3.5-star complete full-back, and 3.5-star full-back. Now, great stats all round. Good crossing, which is something that I love in this team. Fast and pacey, good stamina, good tackling, technique's quite good. Happy to bring him in, so we'll definitely bring him in. And the best thing is, no wages want to be contributed. Let's get him in. Now, with us signing Juan Labios as well, I think what we're going to do is put him straight in instead of Rankin Costello there. Just because Rankin Costello he's like your... I don't know what I've been nasty, but he's like a budget James Milner, isn't it? I mean, he can literally play right and left of defence. He can play wing back. He can play defensive mid. He can play all across the front, and I think he can even play striker as well. He's your budget James Milner. He's okay. He's not the best at any of the positions, but he can play all the positions. Let's get Lavios straight in there. I mean, looking at that rating, might go in as our actual main left back, depending on how his performances go. So he's got something to prove. Ryan Hedges just picked up a little knock here, so we'll drop him. Problem is, who do we put in for him? It's looking quite tough, and it probably is actually going to be Rankin Costello. So there you go. Our budget James Milner fills in positions that we need him to. Got a full subs bench here. We're putting a couple of youth players in there. Let's go and see how we get on in the Carabao Cup. Right, so game kicks off. We're playing Mansfield. We're at home again. Second game on a row. Well, this is the Carabao Cup. So going to half-time here. It's 0-0 at half-time. It's quite disappointing, to be honest with you. We'll let them know about that. Nicely kept in. Lose the ball again. Oh, Bonatini wins it. Fail! Bottom corner. Good recycle there from Bonatini. Oh, it's too easy. Too easy, that. Their goalkeeper's pulled off a worldy save there. Come on, guys. And we're going to penalties. It's a penalty shootout immediately. Wow. Okay, right. Wow, well, here we go, guys. Our first penalty shootout of Football Manager 2023. Mansfield to take the first penalty. It's saved. Andrew saves it. Okay, Bradley Dax steps up. Our first penalty to be taken. Yes, puts it in the bottom right-hand corner. Lovely. Mansfield step up. Saved again, Andrew. Oof, I've got a penalty expert here. Gelhardt. Yes, nicely done. A new change in the order was the correct thing to do. Now, if Andrew saves this, we have the potential to win it. And he does save it. Right, so we could win it here. Here we go. It's Sam Gallagher to step up. The man who never misses. Watch me eat my words. No, we don't. Sam Gallagher says, eat my goal. There we go. So, listen, on the face of it, yes, we do win the tie on penalties. We go through to the next round. When we dig deeper, that was poor. And it is Swindon at home. So we play Swindon, who are in League 2 at home in the Carabao Cup. So not a bad game for us, to be honest. Talking of next, it is Ipswich Town for us on Saturday. So I'm just going to prepare the squad for that game now. So here we go then. Game's about to kick off against Ipswich. Let's hope we can keep this little run. Early season, of course, but you remember how we went back to the start of last season. It was not pretty. Good tackle from Wharton. Gelhardt working hard there. Seeing that run he made to win the ball. Gallagher down the wing. Anybody in there for him. Goes edge of the box to Gelhardt. What a finish. Them two are telepathic. That is unbelievable from the pair of them. Gallagher to spot him there, but then Gelhardt to smash it in the bottom right-hand corner. That's unbelievable. A bit of playing about with the ball here. We could do with a second goal just to shore it up. Britton plays a nice one to Hedges. Can he cross? He does. Gallagher! There it goes. Gallagher finishes and does a little Irish jig for us as well. Why the hell not? So Gallagher scores. Gelhardt scores. This is unbelievable. And now we go into half-time after a double save from Andrew there. Fantastic. 2-0 up. Seems to have a nice little understanding, Wharton and Phillips. Hedges on a yellow card again already. Pretty sure he picked up a yellow card in the last league match that we played. Oh, nicely played over the top. Good touch by Gallagher. Wow. The lad is... all right, he's fully dancing, this lad. Oh, he tries to find him. Unlucky. That's so unselfish from Bonatini. Fair play. Does it come back to get us, though? And another save. This Andrew is unbelievable. Can we get to the end of this match with a clean sheet? That'd be exactly what Andrew deserves. Get in. It's 3-0 to the Blackburn Rovers. Gelhardt, Gallagher and Gallagher getting the goals in the first half. Fantastic start to this season. And that looks like a great place to wrap this one up. So we've done pre-season. We had some friendlies, a testimonial. We've won our game in the Carabao Cup via the penalties. and we win our first 2 games of the Sky Bet Championship 4-1 and 3-0, which puts us top of the league and above Brighton, relegated from the Premiership. Same points, but we've scored more goals initially, and let me tell you, this is a better start than we had last year, where we lost 6 on the bounce at the start of the season. So we're improving already. The team looks good. Gallagher and Gelhardt are smashing it. So let's wrap it up there then. Cheers for watching this one. We've got the new season off to a fantastic start. Make sure you're checking in on these videos. And if you not watched any of the previous ones, drop a like, give them a watch. Simple as that. Drop subscribe to the channel. Make sure you tune in for the next one. We'll be going through the rest of August, wrapping up the transfer window, and probably playing a couple of these September games. Cheers for watching.